welcome to this video. My name is Josue Quiñones and this is the installation guide video. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to download and install everything you need in order to be able to run MyMedCab. So this video is going to be divided into two parts. We're going to show the database download, and then we're also going to show how to download and set up every single dependency you need in order to be able to run MyMedCab. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's talk about the database download. The database we are using is Postgres version 17, and it is being hosted on Amazon RDS, a cloud database server that lets you host any database service you may want to run, whether it be MySQL, Oracle, or even Postgres. And Amazon RDS is great because it lets you share the database in a secure fashion. So the first thing we need to do is download Postgres. So as you can see, we're already at the download website, postgresql.org/download. And as you can see, we're prompted into this page that says downloads. So it's available to use as a ready to download package or installer, depending on the platform you're on. So as you can see right here in the packages and installers section, we're going to select the operating system family you're on. So if you're on Linux, you would click Linux, and if you're on Mac, you would click Mac, and if you're on Windows, you would click Windows, and so on. So since I'm using Mac on for this video, I'm going to click on Mac OS, and then I'm going to click right here where it says download the installer, and you're prompted with this page that says download PostgreSQL. So as I said, we are using PostgreSQL version 17. So depending on the platform you're on, if it's Linux or Mac or Windows, you would click on the download link that corresponds to you. So for this video, I am using Mac OS, like I said, so I would click on Mac OS X, I download it, and when you download and install Postgres, the very first thing you're prompted with is an installation wizard that says, welcome to PostgreSQL. So when you click on next, you're going to be prompted with a list of tools to install. So the only tools that you really need are PostgreSQL version 17 and also pgadmin. You really don't need anything else such as the documentation, but feel free to install the entire package if you wish. But once you install and download PostgreSQL and you have pgadmin already configured, you're able to now use pgadmin with PostgreSQL version 17. So now let's talk about how this version of Postgres is being hosted. So as I said, we are using Amazon RDS, a cloud database server that lets you host any database server, whether it be Postgres, MySQL, Oracle, whatever the case may be. So let's go over to Amazon RDS. So as you can see, I'm already signed into Amazon RDS. So we have a database here entitled MyMedCab database. So we're going to click on it. And as you can see, we're inside the database instance. So we have a number of things such as connectivity and security, monitoring, logs and events, and so on. So as you can see right here, we have the endpoint, which is MyMedCab database, as you can see right here. And then the port number is 5433. So we have some networking tools right over here, and then we have the important section, which is the security tab. So to share the database, PostgreSQL is a local database, so you wouldn't be able to share it by itself. However, with Amazon RDS, you're able to share the database in a secure manner. So what do I mean by this? Well, let's go into the security tab and click on where it says VPC security groups and into the security group right here. So we'll click on the security group, and we're presented with various tabs such as details, inbound rules, and so forth. So for one to actually be able to share the database with a number of users, you would go into inbound rules, and then you would input the individual's IP address in addition to configuring the port number, which is 5433, as I said. So Amazon RDS allows you to share the database, and it also maintains privacy as well, because only a specific user with their own IP address can connect. We don't allow public IP connections, we only allow privacy. So once I input the user's IP address into the inbound rules, then the user is able to successfully connect into the database. So assuming you're able to now connect to the database, given the IP address inbound rules situation, let's move over to pgadmin real quick. So when you connect to pgadmin, we have a server called MyMedCab. So we have the database right here, which is MyMedCab, and then we have a schema, which is public, And if you expand the schema, you'll notice that we have tables, trigger functions, and views. So each table contains their own dummy data. So medicine contains information about a medication, pharmacy contains the pharmacy locations, physician contains the information for every single physician within the application. The prescription contains other information. The user medicine contains the relationship between a user, a medication, and their physician. And the users table shows you every single user listed in the database. We also have views, and the views are important because they show you how the user interacts with the application. So a patient has their own view, which of course, the purpose of this view is to ensure that their aspects are read-only, whereas the physician can go in and ensure that everything can be edited on their behalf. And then, of course, we also have trigger functions, which allow you to insert, update, or delete a medication in addition to viewing a medication. So that wraps up the database part. Let's now move on to installing the dependencies for the project. Let's actually talk about how to run MyMedCab. So as you can see, we're in the GitHub and we're in this repository right here entitled MyMedCab 2.0, and we're in the main branch of our project. So what you would essentially do is you would download the code, as you can see right here, download zip, and then you would open it in VS Code. So I've already done so. So as you can see, we have the file open, we have the backend folder, and then we have the front end folder. So now let's actually talk about how to run this project. So to be able to run the project, we actually need two separate terminals right here in VS Code. So as you can see, I've already have my two separate terminals right here. So in this terminal, we're going to first move into the backend folder. So we're going to type in cd backend. And then, since we implemented this project using Express, Node, and so forth, we need to actually download a list of dependencies. So we're going to type in npm install within the backend folder. And as you can see, the dependencies have been installed. So now that the dependencies have been installed, we're going to run npm run dev in the backend folder. And as you can see, the server is running on port 5001. So now let's open another terminal. And we're going to do the same thing, but for the front end folder. So we're going to type in cd frontend. And in the front end folder, we're going to type in npm install to install all the dependencies. So the dependencies have been downloaded, as you can see. And then from there, we're going to type in npm run dev. And as you can see, we're generated with a link right here, localhost 5173. So control click or command click this link right here. And as you can see, the application opens. So for the sake of this video, we're only going to access the patient side. So let's type in a patient. So we're going to type in 04/12/1985. The patient name is Alice Johnson. And then the patient ID is 1. And then we're going to click login. Login successful. And we see that we're already inside the portal. So if we click on a medication, we're taken to CVS Pharmacy, and the process repeats. So that pretty much concludes how to install everything you need in order to be able to run MyMedCab from database to all the dependencies you need. Thank you for watching this video.